I come over to the multi-lobby, and my character is standing there. But, like, I have not played her all day. View profile, the Morocco. How can I be two places at once? This is fucked.
It's crazy.
This is so fucked. Yeah. Apparently I'm two places at once. Oh my. Hey, what is going on, my fellow godlies and Dragonball Xenoverse enthusiasts around the world? I am Vance, and I've got a question to ask you. Have you ever thought to yourself, why do I even bother with Dragon Ball Xenoverse? I'm not good at snap banishing, I'm not good at countering, I'm not good at hand-to-hand combat, I should just stay away from PvP. If you agreed to one or any of those issues, I've got the perfect solution for you, and that is the Majin Midget Range Tank. Quite a name, right? Well, let's dive straight into this build and show you firsthand why I named it what I did. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to know is max health is at 125, meanwhile Ki Blast Supers is also at 125. The rest of your attribute points are going to be put into basic attack, and when that level cap is raised to whatever it gets raised to, 190, whatever it is, I would go ahead and put into more basic attack until you have that maxed out as well, and then put all the other points that you have left over somewhere else, as you won't need them. You will just need your basic attack, Ki Blast Supers, and max health. Moving on to the equipment, I am using the Super Soul. I am neither Kami nor Piccolo. This is the deal breaker for this build. This is something that you absolutely need for this build to work. It will not work with any other Super Soul out there, period. Hands down, I am neither Kami nor Piccolo. What this does is it boosts strength of Ki Blast attacks, which is nice because we are a ranged character. But what we really need in this build is the one that says when stamina is maxed out, activates health auto recovery. This means that whenever your stamina is maxed, you will keep regenerating regardless. You sacrifice your stamina so that you can keep regenerating over and over and over, and it just won't stop. As long as you don't use any of your stamina, you'll be fine. So try and stay away from those pesky motherfuckers who use stamina break, because that is going to do you in for this build. If you stay away from that, you'll manage to be pretty okay. For the QQ Bang, I am concentrating on health, ki, and stamina. While it negates basic attack, strike supers, and Ki Blast Supers, you're going to find that this build doesn't rely on any of the things that the QQ Bang nerfs. The health, ki, and stamina is what is important to maintaining a healthy defense with this build. And if you disagree with it, then you're more than welcome to try other QQ Bangs, but however, this is the one that I found the best to work. Now, in terms of actual abilities that I'm using here, I go with instant transmission so that I can get straight to my opponent as quickly as possible, and I'll explain why I'm doing that later. God of Destruction's Anger, because this class is so slow and a range character on top of being slow, you're going to need something to knock your enemy off their game. You know, say they're rushing you very quickly, trying to get to you without using that whole dash ability where they zip right to you instantly. If you can capitalize on it, I would highly recommend using God of Destruction's Anger right then and there, because you can break their stamina and follow it up with one of your ultimates. Rise to Action is going to be pretty essential for this build in particular, because you need stamina at all times. As it was mentioned earlier, when your stamina is maxed out, you can keep regenerating, and you're going to need to have Rise to Action so that you can keep your stamina at all times. Godbreaker is a counter move, which if you can help it and you have the key to do it, it is also amazing to just break whatever attack they're doing, get some damage in. Because you're a range character and because this is a Ki Blast super, it's going to do quite a bit of damage to them. Now, the bread and butter of this build lies within the ultimate attacks. Ultimately, you're just taking damage and building up Ki from getting your ass beat so that you can deliver a punishing comeback when the time is right. And that is in the form of Break Cannon and Final Explosion. How Break Cannon works is it's going to take into consideration all of your Ki. So if you have max Ki, it's going to use all of that Ki to deliver the most damage. What I've noticed about Break Cannon is that it seems to take the same amount of time to launch and get done with, no matter how much Ki you have. So if you have 3 bars or 6 bars, Break Cannon is going to last the same amount of time, but the more bars you have, the more damage it's going to do. Meanwhile, Final Explosion is going to use all of your stamina, especially if you have it held down. But that is the most opportune time to do it, is when their stamina is broke. You zip to them using instant transmission, do the Final Explosion, hold down the button, use all of your stamina. Immediately after the Final Explosion has finished, try to use dash and break your own stamina. That's right, you heard me. Break your own stamina. That way because Final Explosion only uses the 3 bars of Ki to activate, but it still leaves you left over with whatever Ki you had to begin with. So you'll still be able to counter them with Godbreaker. Your stamina is going to regenerate pretty quickly. You'll have enough time to counter one of their moves. They're going to think that you're vulnerable to their attack, and that's going to be the critical flaw in their move, is after you break your own stamina, they're going to come right to you, or that's the game plan anyways. If they manage to shoot, some type of Ki Blast attack at you, just snap vanish away from it, just use your dash and jump function to get away from it. It's no big deal. Potential Unleashed is something that I could have swapped it out with something else like Purification. Purification's going to sacrifice our move, so that's no good. Kaioken is going to burn away stamina, that's also no good. So Potential Unleashed is oftentimes the one thing that we're left with and we have no other option for. You really have to go with this because it negates a little bit of damage and it deals a little bit more as well. Dragon Burn is ultimately a very unfair evasive skill. However, we're not going to be abusing it with this build. What we're going to be doing is we're going to lock them into place when they've got a combo going, and then probably use God of Destruction's Anger, and then give rise to a Break Cannon or a Final Explosion. Keep in mind that when you use Dragon Burn and you break their stamina, it may be easier for you to just go for the Break Cannon or Final Explosion, but heed my advice. It is probably the best option to remain safe rather than sorry. Rather than follow up with an attack, I would highly suggest that you go with Rise to Action, you replenish your stamina, and then you go on the attack. If you still have time to get off a Break Cannon or a Final Explosion, then at that point that would be the best time to do it. However, I would definitely break their stamina, go with the rise to action and then follow up on an ultimate maneuver. Otherwise, you're going to leave yourself wide open to attack. So that was my build for the Majin Midget range tank. And although he's a giant-sized marshmallow rabbit, he is something that you can't underestimate. One thing I forgot to remind you in the last video, I will be including a bio for this character at the end of the PvP gameplay. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So if you found this video to be informative, it always helps if you smash that like button, rate, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And until next time, this has been Vance signing off. See you guys later. Peace.